guys, welcome to a special edition of, I guess, Guns Out podcast, if you will. We're going to have a lot of more of these things coming soon in the near future. I'm sure Michael Singleton, of course. Thank you guys for joining us. Make sure you like this video, comment, subscribe, and most certainly share.
Well, he just took the ball and ran with it, guys, so I don't really have much to say. Hi, I'm John. I'm here with Sir Michael, who took the ball and ran with it. But no, seriously, guys, welcome back to Guns Out TV. This is a regular episode, but we're taking this opportunity to do kind of like a pre-launch of our podcast, like Sir Michael said, the Go Beyond podcast. We've been talking about this since we launched the channel, and it's finally time to make this come to fruition, man. So we're going to use Range Day as our launch pad for the Go Beyond podcast. And this is just kind of like a precursor to it because we have so many Range Day updates. Isn't that right, Sir Mike?
I mean, there are a lot of updates, and I don't want to get into all of them unless John decides to jump the broom on this, which he occasionally does. But since I haven't been really into episodes for the past, 3 or 4 episodes now, I just decided, guys, I want to take my time with this one because I know you guys miss me. John has been the face of Guns Out for the past month and a half now, but I appreciate my brother for keeping the trains running.
Oh, for sure, man, for sure. And listen, I just want to make sure, like since you threw it out there that I might jump the broom prematurely, is there anything that we're not supposed to say about Range Day? Because if there is, then you may want to give all those updates because I'll spill the tea right now. I'll let you know what you're going to get because I want everybody to know what they're going to get.
I mean, look, we have some exciting names that are going to come. Can I drop a few names, John? Is that okay?
Yes, we must. Okay.
All right. So look, guys, we have Terran Tactical and the Terran Tactical team coming. So that's Terran, that's Tatiana, that's JR, some of the other members of their team. We have Jared from Guns and Gadgets who's coming. We have Eric, IV, Iraq veteran 8888, along with Chad IV 8888. We have Langley from Langley Outdoors coming. We have the Survival Sisters coming. I mean, John, I know I'm missing a few names, but those are some of the heavy hitters that are going to be at our Range Day.
Yeah, man. And I mean, listen, don't count that as like the solidified list yet, as in like they're coming. But there's more people. I want to say the other people that we have tentatively, but they're still tentative as of right now. And that's because we all have busy schedules, obviously, and everybody can't make it to everything. But we still have a lot more to unveil. But more importantly, moving away from just the guests and influencers that's going to be there, we also have all these manufacturers jumping in on the prize package. So we're offering the classic Colt AR-15 and the Innocent Armor backpack as prizes for RSVPs. RSVPs, just let us know how many people are coming. It's a free event, guys. So don't get scared by the term RSVP.
So John, real quick, so can I RSVP and potentially, I'm just curious, win one of the prizes?
No, you cannot, because you can buy all of the prizes. We just leave it at that. So anyway, but if that doesn't make the RSVP option sweeter, letting us know you're coming so we can make sure that we have enough of everything for everybody. 2, that you're gonna win the classic Colt AR-15 and the potential backpack. We have Bastinelli knives that's throwing in some amazing, maybe karambits or some of his other blades. We also have Retro Rifle that's throwing in some t-shirts. And just last minute today, we got Foxtrot Mike that's also going to be throwing in some firearms as well. So we have a lot of things going into the prize package. And just in case you're wondering, it's not one person winning it all. It's we're going to draw names until all the prizes are gone. Obviously, with the final prize being the biggest prize, whatever that ends up being. As of right now, it's the classic Colt AR-15. But who knows what that final prize is going to be by the time Range Day actually goes live. So RSVP, let us know you're coming. Get an entry into this amazing prize package, and you can win anything from a Retro Rifle shirt to a Bastinelli knife to an AR or some other rifle. I mean, just a lot of stuff. So there you go.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a lot of stuff, guys, which is why we want you guys to come. Bring your family, bring your friends, share it with as many people as possible, because it's going to be random. I mean, there's no way for us to know who's going to win this thing. We're going to select it in real time with everybody there, right, John?
Yep, right there. As of right now, it's scheduled for either 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. I don't know. Our itinerary keeps sliding because there's just so much to try to cram into one day. But we're going to send out a final itinerary when we have everything smoothed out. But it's going to be probably a couple of hours before Range Day concludes. And yeah, we're doing it right in front of everybody. We're going to use this thing called the Wheel of Names that we use for the Guns Out Nation giveaway. We're going to use that same digital contraption that just shows you all the names there, and you get to see in real time, see potentially your name pop up. So I don't know
Or
why.
maybe even my name, but I don't know. We'll see.
If Shemichael name pops up, that means he's going to give cash to the next name that pops up.
I'll consider that.
Another prize.
So this brings us to what we're here to discuss with you guys about. First, we have two guests, and we'll introduce the first three guests, if you will, before we get to our second guest. That's the Survival Sisters. I mean, these young ladies, along with their father, Fred, are absolutely amazing. Kennedy, Naomi, Charlie. I mean, they are the future, John, of the Second Amendment community. They are what the diversity and representation looks like. And we know for a fact that Black women are leading the charge in gun ownership. These young girls will one day be women. They are going to be the content creators. I would argue, John, that a lot of women in our community and women in general are going to look to for their source of information and training material.
Without question. And listen, they come from the state of Georgia, the great state of Georgia. Listen, I've grown so much more respect for the state of Georgia. I'm from Louisiana. I'm a New Orleans Saints fan, so obviously I'm not big on the Falcons. So that's why Georgia has been growing on me lately. But mainly because there's so many thought leaders and future leaders coming out of that state, specifically as it pertains to 2A. I just have a great respect for that state. So yeah, man, I'm looking forward to chopping it up with them and seeing what they think about coming to range day, and getting some feedback.
I mean, look, I am too. And in my opinion, I went to college in Georgia, Morehouse College, so I'm a bit biased. But I think Georgia typically produces some pretty good things. I mean, Martin Luther King Sr. I mean, I could go on and on. Spike Lee, Samuel Jackson, all went to college in Georgia. So, I mean, I think, John, that goes to show you that Georgia knows how to produce some really great fruit. But let's go ahead and bring on the Survival Sisters. We want to thank you guys so much for joining us.
Hi, guys.
What up, Joe? I thought we had a dope intro, man. I don't know.
Right?
That got us beat right there.
So look, I mean, I just want to jump right into this. First, thank you guys for being willing to come. We are super excited about this. And when John told me that, he spoke with your dad, and Fred said, oh my God, we would be excited to have the girls come. We'd love to be there. I was pumped up because, as I said, I've seen you guys in magazines. We've even had people reach out to us, grown adult women, saying, oh my God, I am definitely coming now because the Survivor Sisters are going to be there. So what does that even mean to you guys, knowing that you have built such a loyal fan base so early on?
It means a lot to me, especially because I know that I could do this in my future, and I know that I can inspire other people to know that they are greater than they think they are, and they can do things more than they think they are. Because before we started doing this, I was iffy about stuff, but now this has boosted my self-confidence, and I feel like I am a lot greater than I used to think I was. It just helps me know that I can make people better and know I can make myself better.
And I think the one thing that I am very appreciative of is that we're actually doing what our goal was in the beginning, and that is teaching people and teaching people about the Second Amendment, and also just explaining people on create your own narrative. And it just makes me happy that a lot of people are getting into guns and not being more so afraid of them, especially women. We're actually doing what our goal was years ago. It's very it's just very proud. I'm very proud of all of us, because in sixth grade was 4 years ago, 5 years ago. I've been doing this 4 or 5 years. So Roses has been around. It's all the stuff that we've talked about when we were little, it's all coming together now. So it's kind of exciting to see it all unfold.
Mm-hmm. I think it's cool because we get to show people what we can do, and it helps us and show people that it's not dangerous. It's actually really fun, and it shows us what we can do, and it boosts your confidence and does a whole bunch of stuff for you.
Yep.
I mean, John, what can you say?
Hey, listen, hold the phone. Now it's my turn. Okay. First off, have you guys had any media training?
Had a what?
Have you guys had any media training?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very clear and apparent.
No, that's someone who's on TV all the time. It's obvious.
and Shemichael act like he doesn't have media training because he didn't get you guys to introduce yourselves, which I would love to have you guys introduce yourselves and also share your age with our audience.
Okay.
If you don't mind.
Okay, I'm Kennedy, and I am 15, and we also have another sister, but she's not here right now because she does dual enrollment, and her name is Brooke, and she just turned 17. She's about to turn 18.
Okay.
I'm Naomi, and I'm 14.
I'm Charlie, and I'm 12.
Wow.
I mean, look, I am just blown
And
away.
that's Fred, who is a proud going father back there.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah, Dad, it's an age too.
No.
I mean, look, I gotta say, you know, John, before you jump into your question here, I am beyond impressed, and I did skip over the introduction because, like, to be quite frank, I wanted to see what kind of immediate, you know, intro just off the top you guys could give. I mean, I do a lot of media stuff, and I've read so much about you guys, and I'm thinking to myself, you know what? I want to give these young women an opportunity to showcase just how impressive they are. I've always viewed that sort of opening of who you are as an icebreaker, gives you a moment to kind of think, you know, all right, this is a soft question. I want to throw you all in the fire. And my God, you three are really, really impressive. I mean, they're impressive, John.
No, they are. I'm beyond impressed, and that's Shermichael for you. That's his training style. Even as a firearms instructor, it's like throw you into the fire and let's see what you got. And I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it because it produced. I mean, listen, man, pressure bust pipes, or it makes diamonds. So you young ladies are diamonds for sure. Very glad to have you guys being a part of our range day. Very glad to be speaking with you tonight. So there's a couple of things that I took away from what you said. One of those things is how proud you guys are that you see your mission coming to fruition from years ago. And that's something that I personally, I'm sure Shermichael can relate to as well, specifically about our Guns Out mission, because there's so many things that we talked about early on. I mean, literally, we have been crushing our own goals that we set for ourselves. And it's definitely through hard work. So we know what that takes. So I just kind of want you guys to kind of elaborate on when your mission started and what it was and how you feel about it today.
Our mission, we started recording stuff like when we were younger. Like I shot my first firearm when I was 4. Like we've been doing it since we were like super, super little. And when me and Naomi was little, Charlie couldn't really talk when me and Naomi started shooting because she was always younger than us. But we kind of always had a goal to like teach and expand what we know because we got always looked at as aggressive. Like even growing up, we always got looked up as aggressive or manly or tomboy. And it's like, just because you shoot, you don't have to be any of that. You don't have to be what people say you are. So just like the goal to really like create your own narrative really started in 6th grade. And it started in 6th grade because that's when I got into sports. And I don't really do sports in school anymore because I was on volleyball. And the lady, she was telling me, oh, you're so aggressive, you're aggressive, you're aggressive. And I'm like, I'm not aggressive, I'm assertive. Like you have to create your own narrative to sort of see other people create their own narrative. So men can't tell them they're weak, or people can't say one thing about them, or a group of people can't say this about them. It's really like inspiring that they're doing that because of us. Like we're teaching people, like I'm 15 teaching 30-year-old women how to shoot and how to create their own narrative. And I'm glad that people don't think they're too old to start creating their own narrative.
No, I mean, I think that's absolutely amazing to see that with you all so young. I'm curious about something. I mean, your dad's in the background. He's quiet. He's allowing his daughters to shine, which I'm sure is a proud moment for him. What has this experience been like for you three, knowing that your dad has been there every step of the way? I'm sure it's been difficult sometimes, challenging sometimes. I'm just curious to unpack what does that mean to you all to just have your dad support every step of the way, saying, hey, it's okay, I got you, keep going, you can do this?
For us, I think that my dad always being here and being supportive of what we do, I feel like that's a really good feeling, especially when like we're kids, we make mistakes. It's not like we're saying that we are like 100% professional, like we could do everything. That's why when we make mistakes, my dad doesn't get mad at us. He doesn't yell at us and scream at us like we did something wrong. He teaches us the right thing to do and teaches us how we could be better at that. He teaches us how to perfect our skills, and I think it's very uh, calming, and that I know that whatever I do, my dad will always be there to protect me, and he'll always be there to support me in whatever I do. It's just very comforting.
And I think one of the main things it's very yet it's comforting because it's like I always know that I have like somebody by my side, like a best friend by my side. I don't have to really worry about, finding that safe space. But something else is that he always addresses each of us a certain way because he knows us better than everybody. So if he addresses me, I have to be under pressure. I have to be screamed at. I have to be yelled at. But the way that he addresses Naomi is so different from the way he addresses me. But like he knows us better than we know ourselves. So like to see that he knows us that well, so he literally takes our weaknesses and makes them strengths. Like the way I'm talking right now, like I talk too much. People always said that I talk too much, but he took my weaknesses of being shy and someone who's younger and turned it into a strength. Like that's what he's always done, and I'm very appreciative of it.
To me, it's very comforting because he showed us like a practice doesn't make perfect; it makes progress, and he showed us like how we acted when we were younger, and then people thought it was like weird or that it was like unprofessional. He taught us to like make it into powers instead of weaknesses. So it's very comforting to me that he took us through all this and taught us everything that we know now.
Yeah, he taught us to create our own world, and that's what we've been doing. So yeah.
Man,
I mean, John, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Michael, to ask the question that just gets me all teary-eyed. Because, I mean, that means so much to me as a father to hear, coming from 3 daughters. Fred, that speaks volumes to your dedication as a father. I definitely want to personally, as a father, from father to father, commend you on that, because you should absolutely 100% be proud of the children you've raised in these 4 girls, the 4th that's not present today. But this is very important. Everything that you just said about just the confidence that you've learned from learning how to use firearms, and how your dad is right there step by step with you. This, like you said, writing your own narrative, changing narratives, breaking down stigma walls. I mean, you girls are crushing it. Again, can't say how excited I am to meet you all personally, or we are to meet you all personally at Range Day.
Thank you. We're excited to meet you too. We're excited that you invited us in the first place. We're just very excited to come see you guys and take pictures with everybody, and
It's going to be a lot of that. Trust and believe. It's going to be a lot of that.
No doubt.
I think with parents, they got to understand, like, the two-way community has saved my kids. Like, when I say it has saved them, because there's so much to offer each and every one of them. When we talk about long distance, we're talking about CQB stuff. We're talking about just range, annex all together, just the relationship and the bond of different people, integrating, just processing information. Like, I can use all those skills, those fundamentals of everything, and put those in everyday life, and we can communicate. Like, it has really done a great justice for my family. Like, and I think I want to share that with everybody.
No, I mean, I think you're right. I mean, John, I always say that I think the skills that you have to learn and ultimately retain are so transferable to every aspect of life, from the patience to the dedication to the perseverance, the continuous training. I mean, like Fred said, you got to do that with everything, whether it's career, whether it's friendships, whether it's relationships, marriage, partnerships, business. I mean, it's all so transferable. And I don't think people really consider that as often as they should.
No, I agree 1,000%, Sherm. And I've also echoed the very same thing. I'm like, if you can get over yourself to start having the conversation about firearms, that's step one. Then when you actually take the step to learn more, either on your own or from someone that you can trust about firearms, and then you actually get into it, all the things that you have to apply, the discipline, the patience, the willingness to learn and follow instructions, and always follow the same instructions. It just requires a very certain level of discipline and responsibility. And like you said, those disciplines and responsibility levels can transfer to anything that you want to do in life. So I think you're absolutely 100% right. And these young ladies are a testament to it. And Fred, I think that you're also just such a forward thinker to use this as the opportunity to help maturate your daughters in such an amazing way. It's a story to be told, for sure. And I'm glad that we have a chance to tell it.
No, I mean, John, like I think you're right. I'm excited that they're going to be here. I'm excited to meet them. I'm excited to see Fred, and I got a feeling, guys, knowing John and myself, we're going to probably have a couple episodes coming up very soon with the Survival Sisters. John, I mean, I don't know what you think, but I already have some ideas percolating here in my head.
Oh, so do I. So listen, ladies, I'm gonna go ahead and drop one of them right now. And that is, Sherman and I are new firearms instructors, and we take this very, very seriously to be instructors in this space. And after watching some videos of how you guys handle firearms and knowing your thirst for knowledge in this space, we would love to add to that, contribute to that learning process. And I don't know, maybe put together some type of little competition between the four sisters, and maybe, Sherm takes two, I take two or something, and see what we can come up with. I think it'll be really, really fun, educational, and I think everybody would enjoy it.
I like that idea. What do you guys think? Do you like that idea?
I feel like if we did any competition that I would win.
Oh, yeah.
I always win. I just feel like it doesn't matter if you win, because if you win, that means I don't lose because I win.
Like, regardless, we win, because like we're the fan favorite. We have to win.
I win.
Wow.
Listen,
Okay.
hey, listen. I don't know. Maybe we rubbed off on him because I know me and Sherm are like, when it comes to competition, we go at it. So
we are uber competitive. Uber competitive. So look, I'm excited for you all to come. You're going to meet some amazing people in the firearm space, from Terran Tactical, who trained Keanu Reeves, for John Wick. I mean, he's trained the Rock, Kevin Hart, Michael B. Jordan, and Halle Berry, a ton of other celebrities. One of the best shooters in the world, national USPSA champion. You'll meet a lot of other influencers. You guys already know, I believe, Eric, Iraq veteran 8888, and so many others who you guys will get an opportunity to meet and hopefully build some new relationships with, as I know that's important for you guys. So we're excited to have you. I cannot wait, John. I think it's going to be a dynamic time.
Agreed. Absolutely agreed. I don't want to talk anymore, because if I talk anymore,
I don't either. So look, guys, make sure you like this video, share this video, comment. Let us know what you think. Hopefully, this will make you want to come. I mean, this is just a taste of what you're going to see at the Guns Out range. They are very first. There's more to come year after year, I promise you, after this. But for the very first one, we are rolling out the red carpet. You want to be here. It's free. RSVP. You don't have to pay anything. So just come.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't forget, man, we got to get Gary in here. So let's get that knocked out too.
We do. So thanks to the Survival Sisters. We appreciate you guys. And guys, make sure you follow them on social media. I want them to drop their social handles. So let us know, guys, where people can follow you.
Okay, we have Instagram at Survival Sisters 3, and we don't have YouTube anymore because our YouTube got deleted, but we have Facebook at The Survival Sisters, and we also have merch, which is
thesurvivalsisters.bigcartel.com, and we also have TikTok at The Survival Sisters 2.
And we have a lot of things that we host and stuff, so you can contact our dad and, find out more information about that if you want your kids to learn or if you want to learn. But I think you guys really should come to Range Day. And it's either you be there or you hear about it. So, yeah.
And we have camps every 2 months. And you'll see them on our Survival Sisters page. We have camps every 2 months. And you can pay for it and see us. And it's like a whole new experience for you guys.
So there we go. So what we'll do, we will connect with Fred, and we'll make sure, guys, beneath this video, we include all of those links to the Facebook, to the Instagram, to the TikTok, where you can purchase their merch. Support these young ladies. They are the future, and it's all about creating that pathway for the next generation to lead, because at some point they're going to have to, and we want to make sure that they're well equipped to do so. So thank you, Fred. Thank you, Kennedy, Naomi, Charlie. We appreciate you guys, and we'll see you all in about 2 weeks.
Okay, bye.
Hey, guys.
All right, guys. So coming up next is Gary Reid. John, tell us about Gary, bro.
Oh, man. Gary's an interesting guy, man. I did some background checking on Gary. Gary's like an ex-pro football player, a mammoth of a human being. I think he said he needed like a 3-4X shirt for Range Day. And we're talking about football massive, guys, okay? And, he went down a rabbit hole of firearms just like most of us. And after, like, the opportunity to actually compete for and then win that Staccato, I think changed the trajectory of his entire journey. And we'll hear that straight from Gary. So let's bring him on in.
No, I mean, look, John is right. I mean, Gary is training people now. He's continuing to increase his knowledge. He's always wanted a Staccato like so many of you guys. And I mean, we had a few thousand people who entered into that GO Staccato challenge trying to win their very own Staccato. And so we were happy that we had a winner. And I mean, I think I would be remiss in not stating Gary is perhaps the ultimate winner. I don't know, John, if you get anyone any more excited than Gary.
Well, first off, Gary is not only the winner, but he's also, I consider Gary a super fan. And I only say that because Gary lets me know almost every time I talk to him. Because Gary will say things from past episodes that are like way in the beginning of our journey on Guns Out. And I don't hardly ever hear these things. And I only hear it when I talk to Gary. So it's like, yeah, Gary lets you know. He lets you know he's watching and participating and all that. That's why I love his energy.
No, he definitely does, guys. And we're going to bring Gary up in a moment. He's getting himself situated here. But John, what's so interesting about the Survivor Sisters, I just want to recap on that briefly. It is just the power of fatherhood to me. To see Fred being so engaged in every aspect of his daughter's maturation. This isn't through serendipity here. This isn't some serendipitous moment that this success has fallen upon these young ladies. It is through the love and probably through the blood, sweat, and tears and tears of their parents of saying, we know what our daughters are capable of, and we're going to give them all of the love and support that they need to be able to accomplish things that, some people might be surprised that they have accomplished at such a young age. I mean, John, it's truly phenomenal to me, man.
No, I agree with you 100%. And, the thing that I don't take for granted is that our Second Amendment right is one of those rights that requires extreme responsibility, period. It just does. It requires you to really be a good person, be about the right things, and do things the right way in order to enjoy that right and teach others about that right. So for them to come up in that environment, and then what he said about the 2A, 2A has saved his daughters, I mean, that speaks to the community because inside the 2A stronghold of the community, there's so many welcoming people that just want others to know what that responsibility means and to be good people as well.
No, they most certainly do. And look, I think it's really important that we have these examples and highlight these examples, and they showcase the diversity of the Second Amendment community. I mean, it's growing fast, guys. Asian Americans, Latino Americans, African Americans, Black women in particular are specifically leading the charge in new firearms purchasing. I mean, in the history of coordinating this data, we have never seen people of color purchase firearms so expeditiously at such a large volume. And I think that speaks to the fact that many Americans want to protect themselves. It speaks to the fact that we're seeing, I mean, John and I talk about this, a lot of the guys that we know are getting into the IDPA sports, the USPSA, they're getting into the shooting sports. And I am pumped and excited about this because what it showcases is something that we have always believed, John, and that is that the Second Amendment is for everybody. It's for all people, no matter what you look like. It is that great equalizer. And it is quite honestly why when you look at certain countries, whether it's fascism, totalitarianism, they remove the firearm and then they remove the right to free speech, of course, because it is the ability of a free people, or of a people, I should say, to demand a redress of grievance from their government. That First Amendment, it's that last line in the First Amendment, the ability to challenge your government for a redress of grievance. Firearms, freedom of speech permits us to do that in this country. And it's quite frankly something that we should never take for granted. And those of us who are African Americans, we certainly should know what it means to have our freedoms restricted. And we should never allow that to happen again. But let's bring on Gary. Gary Reid. What's up, Gary?
What's up, guys?
Gary, can you hear? I mean,
Yeah,
Gary,
yes,
let's go.
I am.
So Gary, I want you to go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience.
Okay. Well, my name is Gary Reid. Retired professional ball player for a little bit. Now I'm a full-time NRA instructor because of these guys here running their thing, doing their thing. I've been following you guys for a while. Big believer in the Second Amendment. And, ever since, guys, I won this to things have just taken off. Formed the company. A lot of the folks that know me wanted, like, hey, can you teach me some of the stuff you know? And it just grew like wildfire from there. I ended up creating a coalition of other NRA instructors, and we have over 30 as a part of our network. And the company itself have over 180 applicants who have passed and their license and shot the Staccato. So, life is great.
That's awesome, man. That's so awesome. So Gary's in his car, guys, because I spoke to him earlier. You were at your son's football game, right?
Yes. No, I was at his practice. They had practice today. So I was on the field. I'm going to pull over here so I can give you guys, my undivided attention because, I've been longing to talk to you guys. I know you guys are busy. You're doing a great thing, but I'm so excited for this thing that you guys are doing. I don't know what my chances are with the sisters. Oh my gosh. I'm just floored with those girls. I'm just floored. I'm like, what am I going to say?
Look, Gary, we definitely want you to pull over because we don't want you getting into a car accident with your son and with your family in the car. But guys, Gary is just an exceptional guy. As I stated, he's a big fan of Guns Out, and John mentioned this. He watches all the episodes. He knows every little detail, and it really is fulfilling, John, to meet people like Gary because it's that loyal base of support that has really sort of given us the wind, if you will, beneath our wings to continue to rise as quickly as we have, to continue to go and be in so many places with so many impeccable people. It's because of loyal fans and supporters such as Gary.
No, I agree 100%. And it's real easy to get caught up in your own hype, but I think that we've done a really, really good job of keeping Guns Out mission focused. It's not about you. It's not about me. It's about our mission for humanizing firearms culture. And I think that has kept us really grounded, and the mission speaks for itself. And then the fans showing their support for that mission also speaks to how important it is and how this is something that everyone has a dog in this fight. It's up to you whether or not you actually just get up off your butt and join the conversation, explore the possibilities, and educate yourself.
Yep, 100%. 100%. Like I said, you guys have done a great job. And it's really something special. I don't want to talk race or nothing like this, but to have highly professionals as yourself, giving, educating and being a part of the community. Because when I first started, it was often where I stand in a room and I'll be the only guy, So it's just things have just been great, man. And I've been talking to a lot of mothers, teachers. I've been training a lot of active shooters that are working in the schools now in South Florida. Even at the games where the coaches, so it's just an active conversation and people becoming more aware and taking things seriously.
All right.
Nope, I think. Oh, go ahead, John.
I pulled over for you guys, so you guys got my full
situated. That's all I was going to say. And then also, and I just want to clarify, just because I know people are listening and they hang on every word. When Gary said that he's training active shooters, he means that literally participants in the 2A community that actively go to the range and shoot. Just want to make sure we understand it. Words,
I didn't say active. The security for they call them protection for active shooters, protection security guards for schools.
So is that like is that a community initiative?
Yes, apparently, because the security guards, the schools are hiring more qualified security personnel now, and so the guys are they're coming out. They're showing me that they're concerned about their skill set, and we address it. We address it in training.
And so Gary, let me ask you this question. I mean, now that you have began to train people and clearly continue to advance your own skill set to clearly become a more proficient and knowledgeable teacher, which is important. What have you seen in regards to the types of people that are coming to you for training? Who are they? What do they look like? And why are they saying, you know what, it's time for me to get a firearm now? I'm just curious what you're hearing where you are down in Florida.
So, Sir Michael, they're coming in younger, male, female, the older generation. I had a guy this past 2 weeks that he could barely walk, but he wanted something to, be able to protect himself and have the knowledge and understand when is the right time and at what level you should be, you should protect yourself. Not every situation calls for a dramatic result. And those are the important things that we dig into the weeds of this thing. So it's not just simply getting a license and going out and buying a gun. It's educating yourself, understanding the law, how it applies to you in your state, and the terms in which you can react to a situation. And not every situation requires, there's many other, there's a science to this thing. There's many other things that you can do to de-escalate a situation. And that digs into it. So we go into the situational awareness of this all and make sure that a lot of people are coming out very well versed.
Yeah, Gary, I think that's very important what you said about not only just the firearms training, but the situational awareness and de-escalation. I think that's very important. That's something that, in my personal opinion, doesn't get talked about enough. I always tell people that by getting the firearm and becoming proficient with the firearm, it makes me definitely more calm prior to any situation. And that's,
right.
I don't know when situations are going to arise, where they're going to happen, when they're going to happen, but just knowing that I have something to protect myself and I'm trained enough to be able to be calm in this situation, afford myself the opportunity to try to de-escalate and maybe get people to safety or whatever. It really makes me so much more confident.
Yep.
And I think that that's something that definitely should just be emphasized more about being trained with a firearm. The de-escalation is an absolute must. I mean, now granted, every situation is not going to afford you the opportunity to try to de-escalate, but just the fact knowing that you do have that option.
You have the option. You have the option, you have the education, and you have the know-how. And John, that's one of the reasons why a lot of the other NRA instructors became a part of the coalition that we created, because we wanted to share the best practices with each other. What do you do when what's your typical training classes like when you're certifying a person to carry a firearm? Are you just giving them the basics, or are you going down into the weeds and making sure that person walks out with the elite top level training possible? So when they go home, they're safe with their family and their kids. They know how to clear their house if they need to, if something goes bump in the night, late at night. If they're going out to the movies, or they're going out just to the store, or just to the beach, just being prepared. Preparedness, one of the things that we live, eat, and sleep in my company is preparedness prevents regret, right? The way to regret is unmeasurable. And so we owe ourselves to be prepared. And I just want to thank you guys for lighting that fire.
Yeah, I mean, look, Gary, we want to thank you for participating in the challenge, but also continuing to just be supporters, because we also support your efforts. And I think what you're doing down in South Florida is important, building this coalition of like-minded individuals who want to spread the knowledge. And look, we recognize not everybody wants to be a competitive shooter. Not everyone wants to be uber tactical guy doing CQB stuff. But I do believe, Gary, that everybody wants to be safe and they want the ability to protect themselves. I'll give you a prime example. Here in Washington, D.C., a football player recently was shot multiple times because individuals attempted to take his car. I mean, this is the reality that a lot of people recognize could occur to them. And so people are saying at a minimum, Gary, I want to be able to protect myself because the police may not get there fast enough.
They may not get there fast enough. And I have friends who are cops, and they're point blank told me, listen, you have to be able to handle the situation, and we're going to be there to make sure you're on the right side of the law and so forth and so on. You really can't count on us because there's not enough of us. And, you know, sure, Michael, you know, there's things that got to be cleaned up in the police department too. You know, so we can't really turn a blind eye to all of it, right? There's things that be cleaned up there too. So while they're doing their cleaning, we got to do our preparing. You know, so to give them some help. So, you know, it's like, you know, hey, we're the good guys over here. And the basic average civilian who was not equipped to handle a situation like that, you know, the regret is big. It's a huge weight to carry.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, I think Gary's absolutely right, John. But I mean, I'm excited about you coming, Gary. I'm excited that, you know, we're finally getting you up here. You're going to meet some really awesome people, man. And I just can't wait. Knowing you, I can't wait to see what relationships you build. So in 3 or 4 months, you're going to say, well, guys, I got a national.
I tell you, I hope a good percentage of my folks show up there. They're all excited about it. And sure, Michael, are you paying for the trip? I'm just joking.
Gary, you've been hanging around John for too long.
Oh man, that's what I'm talking about, Gary. Hold him accountable.
No, man, it's going to be exciting.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Yes, absolutely. I'm excited to come join you guys, and hopefully, you know, I win something. But man, I can't put my chance up against those young ladies. I'm so impressed with them and what their dad has done. It's the same thing I'm doing with my 2 boys, and hopefully we build a trend.
No, absolutely. It's amazing. Well, Gary Reid, I want to say thank you, my friend. We appreciate it. So, Gary, just quickly, let people know your website. If there are some of the viewers that may be in Florida, they may want to connect with you and your other individuals that are part of your new coalition. Tell us where they can find more information.
GForceTactical.com. Very simple, baby. Very simple.
Gary, come prepared. Gary, come prepared.
Yes, sir.
So we will drop that information along with the Survivor Sisters in below the video on YouTube. And if we post portions of this on our Instagram, we'll also drop it there as well.
Thank you so much. We're here. We're working our butt off every weekend, and we're having fun. We're getting dirty and sweaty, but you know, people are walking away confident and prepared, and it just makes me feel great that I have purpose in this line of work.
That's awesome.
Hey, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about, man. So Gary Reid, we appreciate you, man. Gary, take care, and we'll see you in about 2 weeks.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
All right, Gary.
Later, Gary.
Later.
Well, John, I mean, wow, that's it, man. I mean, I'm just excited about all of this. I really am. And you know, this season, for season 2, rather, on Warrior Report Society Network, which we're working on, by the way, guys. So if you're not a member, subscribe. We're working on season 2. It comes out later this year. It's all about people, and it's about us trying to connect with people and give back to the community that has given so much to us so quickly, John.
No, 100% agreed. Definitely stay tuned, guys. We have so many things that we're working on. And it's funny because when we first came out, we could have said those things, but we were so in the moment. There was so much ground to cover so quickly that some of these things were just ideas. But now we are afforded the time and the resources to make these ideas come to fruition. It's mainly, you know, due to you guys' support and belief in our mission. So thanks for that support. Again, make sure you subscribe, like, and drop comments on these videos, because that also helps the algorithm to put our content and our message and even your messages in front of more people. So please, that's the only thing that we ask for you guys, and we'll keep doing what we do. We're on autopilot. Let's go.
Now that's right, guys. And go to GUNSOUTTVe.com. It's right on our website, whether you're on the iPad, whether you're on your smartphone or your computer, GUNSOUTTVe.com and RSVP. It is free. I just cannot reiterate this enough. It is not going to cost you anything but a hotel and some gas or a flight if you're traveling. But if you're local, please come out to this event. This is a one-of-a-kind event. It's a big deal for John and myself. We've put in a lot of work on this, specifically John, because I've been super duper busy with some other things, which is why you haven't seen me in a lot of episodes. John has put in a lot of work here, guys. I don't know if this would have happened if I didn't have John to really sort of carry the torch. I came in towards the tail end to start really pulling some things together once John has sort of laid the foundation. And so I don't want to see all of the hard work that's been put in here to go to waste. I know it's not, because I know you guys are going to go to our website and RSVP. You're going to bring your friends, you're going to bring your family, and you're going to come join us to have a dynamic time.
Yeah, man. Range Day. And something that we haven't mentioned enough. We're filming all of this. We're filming behind the scenes for our YouTube. We're actually filming a vast portion of Range Day for our season 2 on Warrior Poetry Society Network, so you can actually be a part of that too. There's a ton of content creators that are going to be there. They're also going to be filming. So this is your opportunity to like really take part in what you consume, the content you consume. You can now be a part of it live and in person. And, you know, I know that you guys don't get that too much, because most of these Range Days are usually invite only, media and influencers only. We wanted to make sure we gave you guys an opportunity to just feel what it's like, because, you know, I'm tired of y'all living vicariously. Get out to these ranges, check out what all the hype is about, meet some of the good people that's doing all of this good work, and I promise you, you'll either feel fulfilled and you'll be affirmed in your belief that this is what you should be doing, or the tide may turn and you'll be like, wow, light bulb just went off. Let's go.
Nope, John's absolutely right, guys. So look, we appreciate it. Make sure, again, like John said, subscribe, like, and comment. Share this video. www.gunsoutttv.com, RSVP. It's totally free. We're giving away prizes. There are raffles. You get to meet some of the biggest influencers in the Second Amendment. You get to shoot a lot of cool guns from Terran Tactical's line of firearms, Atlas Gunwork, maybe even Staccato, many others. And even our good friend Eric and Chad from IV8888 are bringing some full auto weapons. So including the full auto 22.
I got it.
Full auto 22.
Listen, and I just got word we might have a night vision experience.
Look,
see,
you gotta come. You got to come, man. You gotta come.
Yeah.
You don't want to miss this.
Yeah.
I mean, like John said, most of these things are not open to the public. Influencers only in media. We decided to do a little different.
Yeah.
And I think we might be setting a tone and a trend. So, you know, go to that website, RSVP, and show up.
September 17th. Let's go.
And get some. Take care, guys.
Later.
John, why in the heck are you wasting ammo? 2 shots per mag.
Bro,
Come on,
you
man.
would set rules, bro. We just got a shipment from Ammunition
Since
Depot.
when?
We are good.
Since when?
You need to check emails, because guess what? Everybody else knows, and
But
they're
I'm always
waiting to
the one
shoot.
missing out.
Come on, Sir Michael.
And we didn't pay for shipping.
This is what he does. I never get the emails.